Okay, so we have the first unit or first topic is slope deflection method. Okay, so this is our first topic, slope deflection method. Okay, so this is a displacement type of method. This is a displacement type of method, because in this particular method we have displacement as the primary unknowns. After calculating the displacement, we will calculate the bending moment and shear forces developed in a beam due to application of external loads. Okay, so we'll see some general points regarding this slope deflection method. The first point is sign conventions. Okay, so first point is the sign conventions. Okay, now first reaction, just a minute. So first point is reaction. Okay, we have three equations of equilibrium, that is summation of forces in x direction is equal to 0. So whenever the reaction is in upward direction, we will consider this as a positive. Whenever the support reaction or force is in downward direction, we will consider this as a negative. Then we have summation of horizontal forces or summation of forces in y direction is equal to first we will see summation of forces in y direction is equal to 0. That is, whenever there will be vertical reaction, vertically upward reaction, we will consider this as a positive, and whenever there is a force or reaction in downward direction, we will consider this as a negative. Then we have summation of forces in x direction or summation of horizontal forces is equal to 0. That is, whenever there is a force which is acting in positive x direction, we will consider this as a positive, and whenever some force is there which is acting in the negative x direction, we will consider this as a negative. Okay, then if we have third equation of equilibrium, that is summation of moment about any point is equal to 0. So whenever the moment is in clockwise direction, we will consider this as a positive, and whenever the moment is in anti-clockwise direction, we will consider it as a negative. Okay, this was regarding the reactions. Now we will see regarding the shear force. Okay, so which sign conventions we will be using for the shear force are, if we have the condition as shown here, that is, the left part is going in upward direction, the left part of your beam across the cross section is going in upward direction, and the right part is going in the downward direction. So we will consider this as a positive shear force. Whereas if the left part is going in the downward direction, and the right part is going in the upward direction like this, okay, we will consider this as a negative shear force. For example, if we have some support reaction as shown here, okay, and we want to calculate the shear force at this particular section xx, okay, if we are considering this particular side, then this particular part is going in upward direction, therefore shear force developed due to this support reaction, this will be positive. Whereas if we are considering the this particular on the right side of this particular cross section like this, okay, across this axis cross section again, then for this particular load, let us consider this load is P. For this load P, the movement of, or this will be something like this. Due to this load P, this will be something like this. So this is going in downward direction and this is going in the upward direction. Again this will be this is going in downward direction. Yeah, this will be considered as a positive shear force. But whereas for this reaction here, at reaction at support B, this will be considered negative because this is going in upward direction and rest of the part is in the downward this is below. Therefore this is considered as a negative. Okay, now regarding the bending moments, okay, now third, for bending moments, the sign conventions used will be, if we have a sag shape, okay, if we have a sagging shape like this, we will consider the bending moment as positive, okay, that is sagging. And if we have a bending deflected shape of your beam as hogging shape, okay, this is a hogging shape, then we will consider the bending moment as negative. Okay, so these are general sign conventions we will be using during the calculation of bending moment and shear forces. Okay. Okay, now there are some standard bending moments values we must remember for calculation of bending moment and shear forces by using any of the methods used in advanced theory of structures. So we will see one by one. Okay, so bending moment for free bending moment. Okay, bending moment diagram for free bending moment or simply supported beams subjected to different types of loadings. If we are having some beam, simply supported beam subjected to some point load, then the bending moment, let us consider this load is W, then the bending moment diagram will be something like, I'll draw it below. Okay, so the bending moment will be like this and the value of maximum bending moment will be WL by 4. The value of maximum bending moment will be WL by 4. Okay, now let us consider another beam which is subjected to some load. Okay, this was acting at L by 2. Okay, let us consider this total length is L and this particular load W is acting at a distance A from end A and at a distance B from end B. Then the bending moment diagram will be something like this and the value of maximum bending moment will be WAB upon L. Then third type of beam which will be subjected to some uniformly distributed load. Okay, we will have some beam which is subjected to some uniformly distributed load. Then the bending moment diagram will be a parabolic line and the value of maximum bending moment will be at the center. And the value will be WL square upon 8. Okay, these are only standard bending moment diagrams and values. Okay, let us consider we have some beam which is subjected to two point loads as shown here. The magnitude is same W. Here the bending moment diagram will be like this. Let us consider this first load W is acting at a distance A. second load is again acting at a distance a from right end, and the distance between the loads is b, and this particular length is L. Then the value of bending moment here, it will be WA, and here again we will have WA. Okay. Then let us consider this beam. One beam is there and it is subjected to some moment. One simply supported beam is there and it is subjected to some clockwise moment at the center of the beam. Some clockwise moment of M, which is acting at a distance L by 2 from both the ends. L by 2 from both the ends. Okay, total length is L. Okay, then the bending moment diagram will be something like this. The bending moment diagram, then the bending moment diagram will be something like this. Okay, this is already covered in your BTS itself. M by 2 will be the bending moment here, and here again we will have M by 2. This will be positive portion, whereas this will be negative portion. Now if the same bending moment is if the same moment M is acting in the anti-clockwise direction, if this particular moment M is again acting at the center, but it is acting in the anti-clockwise direction, it is acting at a in the anti-clockwise direction like this. Okay, again it is acting at a distance L by 2, total span of your beam is L. Then this particular bending moment diagram will be something like this. This particular bending moment diagram, this will be something like this, and this value will be again M by 2, again this will be M by 2, but this portion will be positive and this portion will be negative. Then if this particular moment is acting at some eccentricity with the center like this, okay, let us consider it is acting at a distance small a from the left support and at a distance small b from the right support, and span of this particular beam is L. Okay, so the bending moment diagram for this particular case, this will be something like this. Okay, here we will have MB upon L, and here we will have MA upon L. Okay, so these are some bending moment values or bending moment diagram for simply supported beam subjected to different types of loading, such as point loads, uniformly distributed loads, or moments, and etc. Okay, I'll provide you. Okay, now we will see some fixed end moment values or some standard fixed end moment diagram. Okay, okay, whenever some beam is supported with fixed support on either supports, then some fixed end moments are developed like this, which will prevent the rotation of this particular beam at the supports. So due to this, fixed end moments are developed, and we will see one by one some standard fixed end moment values. Okay, let us consider we are having some beam, some fixed beam is there. Okay, some fixed beam is there which is subjected to some point load W, which is acting at a distance L by 2 from left and right support. Okay, total span of this particular beam is L. Okay, then the fixed end moment values, okay, two fixed end moments will be developed. This will be MFAB, and another fixed end moment will be developed like this. This will be MFBA. Here we will have this MFAB. This will be positive. Okay, sorry, this will be negative. So minus WL square upon 12, and MFBA, this will be equal to plus, sorry, Okay, this is this MFAB, this will be minus WL by 8, and MFBA, this will be equal to plus WL by 8. Let us consider another case of beam which is subjected to some uniformly distributed load like this. The beam is again a fixed beam, but it is subjected to some uniformly distributed load with intensity W per unit length. Okay, so the bending moment, fixed end moments will be developed like this. Here we will have fixed end moment, here we will have fixed end moment. This will be MFAB, and this will be MFBA, and the fixed end moment values MFBAB, this will be equal to minus WL square upon 12, and MFBA, this will be equal to WL square upon 12. This will be positive. Okay, you have to remember all these values because you will require to use these all fixed end moment values for the calculation of bending moments and shear forces in continuous beams by using slope deflection method or moment distribution method or other methods also. Okay, now let us consider third case. A fixed beam is there, and this is already covered in your BTS itself. Okay, let us consider some fixed beam is there and it is subjected to some load with an some eccentricity with the center and acting at a distance small a from left support and at a distance small b from the right support, and the span is L. Okay, then the fixed end moment MFAB, this will be equal to minus WAB square upon L square, minus WAB square upon L square, and MFBA, this value will be equal to plus WA square B upon L square, L square. Let us consider fourth case of a beam which is subjected to some moment which is acting at the center midspan of your beam. Okay, let us consider we are having some moment M here which is acting at the midspan, that is at a distance L by 2 from both the faces, at a distance L by 2 from both the faces. Okay, then in this particular case the fixed end moment values, whichever fixed end moments are developed, these will be MFAB, this is equal to MFBA, this is equal to M by 4. This particular moment M, this is acting in clockwise direction here, anti-clockwise direction here. Okay, this is acting in anti-clockwise direction here, and the fixed end moment developed will be positive M by 4, whereas if this particular moment was acting in anti-clockwise direction, okay, if this was acting in anti-clockwise direction like this, then the value of this MFAB is equal to, okay, it will be acting at a distance L by 2 from both the faces, and span is again L. Okay, then MFAB is equal to MFBA, this is equal to minus M by 4. You have to remember all these values. Let us consider another case of a beam. Let us consider a beam is subjected to some uniformly varying load like this. Okay, uniformly varying load like this, and it is subjected to some fixed support at the ends like this. So fixed end moments will be developed like this. Okay, so okay, it is subjected to some fixed support like this, and fixed end moments will be developed like this. This will be MFAB and this is MFBA. The intensity is, let us consider W, and span is L. Okay, then fixed end moment MFAB, for this MFAB, this will be equal to minus WL square upon 30, and MFBA, BA, this will be WL square upon 20. This value will be plus. Whereas if you consider another case of a beam, let us consider we have some beam. Okay, let us consider some beam is there which is fixed, having fixed support like this. Then fixed end moments will be developed again like this. Fixed end moment will be developed like this. This will be MFAB, MFBA. Here the value of fixed end moment MFAB, this will be equal to minus WL square upon 20 upon 20, and MFBA, this will be equal to WL square upon 30. Okay, we'll see one more type of loading. Okay, 8 number. Let us consider some beam is there and it is subjected to some loading like this. Let us consider this load is W and this is a fixed beam. Okay, again due to fixity, fixed end moments will be developed like this. This will be MFAB, this will be MFBA, and the values of MFAB, the value of MFAB, this will be equal to minus 5 WL square divided by 96, and MFBA, this will be equal to plus 5 WL square upon 96. Okay, always remember the negative MFAB will be negative always except in case of moments applied. Okay, and BA will be positive always except in case of application of moments. Okay, so this is what we have regarding the fixed end moments calculation. Now we have one more case of loading, that is a beam which is subjected to some moment like this. Okay, let us consider we have some moment like this AB, then the fixed end moment MFAB and value of MFAB and MFBA, that will be here MFAB, this will be equal to MB into thrice A minus L divided by L square, and MFBA, this value will be equal to MA into thrice B minus 3B minus L divided by L square. Okay, and the bending moment diagram for this, or fixed end moment diagram for this will be like this. Okay, so this is what we have regarding the different fixed end moment values. Okay.